In the 1970s, Billy Joel wrote, "Honesty is such a lonely word. Everyone is so untrue. Honesty is hardly ever heard, and mostly what I need from you." Bjorn dreaded walking in the door. He knew Megan's questions would come quickly. Would he answer them truthfully this time? But how could he? Just thinking about how hurt she'd be caused him to pause as he put his hand on the door. It's not like he lied to her intentionally. He just didn't tell her about this struggle. Yet this time, he couldn't hide it. He had to come clean. But what would she do? He promised himself he wouldn't visit porn sites ever again, but he did. And this time, before he realized what happened, he'd watched a pay-per-view video. Honesty. We all desire it from others, but struggle to give it. Proverbs 11 tells us that honesty guides good people. Those who desire to walk in God's ways are guided by honesty and wisdom. Bjorn and Megan aren't unusual. Most of us justify keeping certain things from our spouse. We believe we protect their feelings, or it's none of their business. Maturity tells us to not say the first thing that pops into our heads. But when we intentionally withhold information from a spouse because it's embarrassing, paints us in a bad light, or might provoke a difficult discussion, I believe it's time to evaluate our motives. Well, how does practicing honesty protect your marriage? First, it builds trust. Withholding information from your spouse can cause them to wonder if they can trust anything you tell them. Trust is earned by repetitive small actions such as keeping your promises, doing what you said you'd do when you said you'd do it, and not sugarcoating a story to make you look good. Truth-filled words please God and build trust with others. Psalm 19:14 says, "May the words of my mouth and the meditation of my heart be pleasing to you, O Lord, my rock and my redeemer." Number 2, honesty creates a healthy relationship. The deepest relationship we have is with our spouse. They are the ones we desire to hold our hearts tenderly and carefully, to allow us to be ourselves. A healthy relationship needs honesty to provide a safe place to be who we are. It's supposed to be the one place we can remove the mask we often show to others. When we practice honesty first with ourselves and then with our spouse, we increase our intimacy and allow our spouse to share our dreams, hurts, desires, and goals. Ephesians 4:2-3 says, "Always be humble and gentle. Be patient with each other, making allowance for each other's faults because of your love. Make every effort to keep yourselves united in the Spirit, binding yourselves together with peace." Well, the third thing that honesty does is increase intimacy. Without honesty, which builds trust, you cannot have true intimacy. In his book, Cherish, author Gary Thomas says, every time a wife or husband looks at their spouse to share a moment and sees their lover preoccupied with someone or something else, it feels like they've taken a relational ice bucket over the head. It kills intimacy. The more time we spend studying our spouse, learning their likes and dislikes, and giving them our attention and adoration, the deeper we increase our intimacy. Song of Solomon 2, verse 16 starts with, "My lover is mine, and I am his." Number 4, honesty gives honor. Dr. John Gottman says, without honor, all the marriage skills one can learn won't work. Thomas also reminds us that a key principle to honoring your spouse is understanding that the person being honored gets to determine how they want to be honored. I feel honored when my husband tells me the truth, even when it might not be pleasant, and he carefully guards my heart. In our porn-saturated society, honoring each other through sexual purity matters. We do this by understanding each other's sexual needs. God draws a firm line against casual and illicit sex, it says in Hebrews 13:4. So today I challenge you to take a look at your marriage relationship. How would you evaluate your level of honesty? Bjorn and Megan can bring honesty into their marriage if they choose. It takes working through the broken trust and mess they've created. And you and I can do the same thing. Evaluate how honest you are with yourself first. Where do you need to come clean with you? Do your words and actions match up? Healing relationship wounds starts with you. If you need some help, please reach out. I promise to listen without judgment, speak the truth with love, and guide you to discovering your new future. Let's talk. Just click the button on this page and schedule that free consultation.